I'm following up with an existing one. Yep, it's 503-307-599-501 7208. Okay, no, listen, because like yeah, as you can see, the date on the what's the date that you're showing for the last report? Yeah. Okay. Now, never once has the company responded. I've personally talked to the managers. I've talked to other people up there. They say they're not getting your guys' ethics reports. Is that possible? Do you need to put me on hold or? Yep. Yep. Uh, which manager? I will give you. Give me 1 second. I have to find it. I will tell you the exact name. I've talked to the security supervisors. They have it set up to where the security people they have no access to the ethics reports. So, and for them, as you can see, they've never once responded. I personally talked to them. I brought that up in front of a police officer yesterday. Okay, and like I said, for the management to tell lies like that, you understand what I'm saying? There's no way they're not getting the ethics reports, and I understand that. But same thing, for whatever reason, because they're nervous, that's breaking the law by not responding. Does that make sense to you? Okay, I'm gonna give you three names. Okay, there is a Christina Harkle Road, and that's spelled Christina Harkleroad. She's the prep manager. And then you also have an Ahmed. That's spelled Ahmad. Last name is Rashid. Again, it says he's the operations manager. And then you have a Brittany Hutchinson. That's spelled Brittanhyhutchinson. And she's the senior ops manager. So if you want to try and grab any one of those three's attention, but I would recommend that you direct this directly to the general manager, because I actually requested him yesterday. They tried saying he's on vacation, and as you can see, this goes back over a year now. Okay, and that's why they're trying to bob and weave and dodge the ethics reports and pretend like they're not seeing them. That's not legally possible. That's not the way that you guys are set up as a company, correct? They're not getting them. They said, and I said, no, it's the company you work with. And I wasn't going to sit there and go back and forth with them, because I know why they're doing it. Because they've looked at the ethics report. So is there a way that you guys can track and see if they received and who received it within the company at the time that they received them? Because, I mean, you're dealing with some major safety issues. You're still dealing with some major safety issues. But until there's a response, I mean, what's the point of having an ethics line if it takes a year when you're dealing with emergency situations? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Do you guys also deal with ethics reports for Amazon, the headquarters? Okay. What about the legal department? Do you guys handle that also? Okay, but listen. Here's the problem with that. They're blocking. They're lying. They're pretending, as you can see, with no response on these ethics reports because they're over a year old. Okay, and you can see there's been plenty of ethics reports they don't want to respond to. How is that legal? Why would they even have you guys as a company if management is allowed to just lie and say we never seen them? That's not legal. That's not legal for an ethics department to be set up like that. To And then I had the HR manager. That gentleman actually hung up on me once he actually got a chance to look at the ethics reports. But again, you're seeing no response. So you're dealing with some pretty serious issues. You said you're going to try and get your supervisor? It was actually a lady by the first name of Lauren. I have no idea what her last name is. I have the person that works there that's actually trying to get the name for me. It might take a couple days. But Lauren, she said she was a security supervisor. Like I said, I'm not sure if they're telling the truth or not. Anyway, because I know for a fact that they're lying because the HR guy looked at him, and that's why he hung up because he's a little bit freaked out by these reports, as they should be, because they can be held very much accountable on some of the violations that they've been, what's been going on here. Because there was another incident. If you wanna make a note, there was another incident yesterday where there was two ambulances that were sent up there, one right after the other. I'm talking like within 10 minutes. And they requested that I leave because they said some of the employees had complained that I was filming. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with filming an emergency situation just in case somebody was to ever need that. Does that make sense to you? There's nothing against the law that says you cannot do that. That was Harkle. That's Harkle Road, ROAD, and she is the prep manager. I'm not sure when they moved her in. I know that's not the original one because if you look at the ethics reports, you'll see the original name. Since that time, they've moved a couple of them around, and it is what it is. But for them, for over a year to not respond to none of them, and then lie about they're not receiving your guys' ethics report, because I made it a point to point out to them for the first few months of this stuff, you guys were sending the ethics reports for me. And then that's when I discovered I could go online and document the incidents that were going on. Because these are the upper management, and since I figured they would be responsible, since the general manager they said was on vacation because I requested him yesterday, and that's what they I don't like I said I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, if they're gonna lie about the ethics reports, what else are they gonna lie about? So it is, like I said, it is what it is. So it needs to be one of these three would have to be there, you know, to respond since they were requested by name. Since these are the people that Amazon's put in charge for certain roles, in my opinion, it's the general manager, and that's why I requested him yesterday, when the lady Lauren, like I said, lied, and they're still trying to use the excuse because I personally talked to the security, and then they actually transferred me and got the HR Took a couple days to get this. Got the HR guy on the phone. He said, "Can you call me back tomorrow? Give me some time to look into this." And then when I finally got him on the phone, he said, you know, you can contact the legal department. Well, the legal department isn't even at that facility. Makes sense to you? So they have no responsibility to this. The managers have a fiduciary responsibility to the stockholders, to the employees, and they're not upholding that. Makes sense to you? If you want to put that as a note. Not just that, but they're telling lies, right? If you want to put this in the note, that they're not receiving the ethics reports. Like, you guys aren't doing. They're trying to blame you guys as a company, and I know that's not true. Actually, I don't off the top of my head. If you look in the ethics reports, his name's in there. It's been previously mentioned, because there was an incident over Christmas where they failed to notify one of the employees that at the last minute they had switched something with the Christmas schedule. So, like I said, it's all in the ethics reports. Yep, that's it. They said he was on vacation. How true that is, I don't know. At this point, like I said, I'm not just gonna assume anything. I mean, they've had plenty of time. I've been patient enough, with this and with some of the situations that were going on. For them not to respond and at least say, hey, we're looking into this, and then try to make up lies that they're not receiving the ethics reports from you guys. You guys aren't doing your job. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that's not true. Because, like I said, everybody I've ever spoke with you guys has been very respectful. And you guys are doing your job, and I know that. But they're trying to use, like I said, because the HR guy admitted that, yes, he finally got the ethics reports in front of him. And then that's when he hung up, because he doesn't want to personally be held accountable. I don't blame him. You're dealing with some serious issues that need to be brought to the forefront. Because no, for the HR person, which do you mean? Which one? They've moved since yeah, you know what, I want to say the first name of the original, but they moved her to night shift. Her first name was Nancy. That was one of the prep. That was the other prep manager. They've moved different prep managers. So. Oh, he is the HR manager. I do have that. I don't have that in front of me. He said if you want to put the note, he said he's been the HR manager for 9 months. So why they would assign here? See, this is where they're making a mistake. If you want to put this in the notes too, why would you assign ethics reports to the HR manager? That should go directly to the general manager, because the general manager is the guy that has the most responsibility on his shoulders, and that's why they're trying to hide this from the general manager or whoever is ultimately responsible to respond to these reports, because up to this point they've failed to do that. So what they're doing is they're violating due process of the law. It makes sense to you? And if you, like you said, you guys deal with the headquarters building too. Well, there's a gentleman that jumped off the headquarters building. This was a few months back, and I have a gut feeling it's for the same reasons that, the way that they have this set up, it's impossible for anybody to report anything. And then when they do report stuff, they cover it up like this and make up lies like you guys aren't doing your job. No offense. Like I said, I'm a smart person. I already know you guys are doing your job. So they're trying to personally, the managers, the security team, everybody's trying to dance around the subject as you're dealing with emergency situations. So how do you properly, that's why you had a gentleman at the headquarters building jump off, because they're not properly addressing some pretty serious issues. I'm an outsider. You understand what I mean? And if you look at the ethics reports, look at everything that I've showed. Like I said, I got footage of the ambulances. you know, numerous times. It's unreal how many times the ambulances have to go up to that facility. It definitely needs to be looked into. Because if you look at the previous reports, you'll see about the how they're causing anxiety and they're causing. I mean, it definitely somebody's got to do something about it and remove some of the people, hold the managers accountable, because they're trying to blame you guys as a company that you're not doing your job. And again, that's how they're trying to spin it, because that's just the type of characters that you're dealing with within this corporation. Awesome. Okay. And like I said, hats off to you guys. And definitely, yeah, they can't sit there and place blame on you guys that you're not. Um, I mean, when like I said, when you got a gentleman that jumped off the headquarters building, I mean, it's definitely something that has to be looked into. Makes sense to you? And it's the same thing that they're trying to do to me, that I'm assuming that they did to that gentleman, and that's why he just got to a breaking point and he almost took his own life. You know, so it's definitely, and here's another, I'm giving you guys another example of why it's important to make sure, because the HR people, I don't know if it's because they're younger, are not responsible enough to handle emergency situations. If not, okay, do you want to contact your supervisor, see if they can do anything else on your guys' end? Okay. Okay, so then if they don't do that, then what? Exactly. Okay. Okay. So can you make sure that somebody inside you, if you want to put this as a note, somebody, if they don't respond in the next few days, if somebody from your guys' company could please respond and let me know what the status is. Okay. Okay. Thank you. You have a you have a great day. Like I said, you guys have always been very helpful. You know, so I appreciate that. But like I said, I think you can understand that. You know, after a year, they're violating due process of the law. Okay, thank you. God bless.